All right, well, let's go ahead and get started here. Thank you very much for joining us on this webinar. My name is Kerry Mayu. I am with Phoenix Restoration. I am in sales, and joining us on the phone today, or on the webinar today, is Leanne Welsh. She is also in sales for Phoenix Restoration Equipment. And combined, we have about 35 years of industry experience. So first, we'll go over a little bit of housekeeping. The webinar is being recorded. The contact information for myself, Leanne, and our product manager will be at the end of the presentation, and also at the end, we'll give you guys a chance to ask us some questions or give us some comments in the chat box. So the agenda for today is: what is the DryLink ecosystem? What problems are we solving? We'll take a look at the individual components. We'll do a quick walkthrough through the app, and then we'll wrap up with some questions and a giveaway, so stick around. So just some fun facts before we get started. Phoenix has logged over 2.5 million hours of usage on the Drymex XL in our cloud. Also, Business Insider predicts that total business spending on IoT solutions will increase by 2.4 trillion annually by 2027. This technology is growing. It's not going anywhere, and it's only going to get better. Our goal is to make the contractor's job simpler and more profitable. So this is a question that we get quite a bit, and it is: why Bluetooth and why not Wi-Fi? The short answer is Bluetooth is easy, the data seamlessly flows, and is extremely reliable. Wi-Fi, on the other hand, it could be expensive, it's a little cumbersome, sometimes it may not be reliable, and it could be password encrypted. What is the DryLink ecosystem? It's a group of smart products which talk to our DryLink app, allowing for automated metric readings, moisture content readings, days of usage, location, and serial numbers, all to be transferred to an automated drying report in seconds. And we'll show you that drying report here in just a little bit. So the components of the DryLink ecosystem, it all starts with the app. This is a free app. It's available on App Store or Google Play, whether you're on a iOS or Android. But with that, it doesn't do any good except for the equipment that communicates with it. First, it's the Drymex XL. This was the first dehumidifier that Phoenix produced that is Bluetooth enabled. Once plugged in and turned on, it'll automatically start communicating with the app. Next, the DryTag. Now, the DryTag is a device that you would add to an air mover or an air scrubber, so that when it is turned on, it will also communicate with the app. In this case, the AirMax BLE does come with the DryTag, but the DryTag can also be added to a non-Phoenix or other manufacturer piece of equipment. When turned on, it will communicate with the app. Next, there's a DryMax BLE. Same thing, it's Bluetooth enabled, just like the Drymex XL. Once turned on, it will communicate with the app. If you just so happen to have the older Drymex, there is a retrofit kit available. Next, there's a DryTag RH. Now, this device can be used for affected area, unaffected area, or HVAC readings. And when you assign this to a job, then all of those readings will automatically communicate with the app. That device, the DryTag RH, can also be added to a non-connected dehumidifier. It does not have to be Phoenix. We would love that, but if you do have other manufacturer equipment, that device can be added to it to make it connected and communicate with the app. And finally, the DrySense, which is the moisture content sensor. When connected to a job or assigned to a job, it then starts communicating with the app. If you choose remote monitoring and would like to receive alerts, that all comes from the DryPhone. And the DryPhone, when you purchase it, it does come with 1 year of data. Now, during the job when it's going on, or when the job is complete, this is the full report, and I'll show you a bigger picture here in just a little bit. This is the full report that you will get. It will give you all the information that went on from that job, and it all comes from the app. So what problems are we solving? Well, this is a relatively short list, but probably the most important. One, you could save up to an hour per visit taking readings. You could save up to 30 minutes setting up jobs, get paid more quickly. You can receive notifications in real time if the equipment is turned off. There's no transcription errors or double entries. There's no readings taken during defrost. Verified readings from the equipment, verified equipment location and days of usage. You can get actual readings for the days you cannot make it to the job site. You can take readings remotely if you can't make it to the job site or if it's just too far away. You can bill for those remote monitoring and save labor, reduce PPEs and customer visits. You can help reduce lost equipment with last known location, and you could, with DryLink, you could prioritize on-site visits based on remote readings. So this is going to be a short video on adding equipment to the app for your company. So when you're adding equipment, the first thing you do is you're going to open up the app and you're going to press on the equipment tab. From there, it'll show you all the nearby. Now we want to add it to our company, so you hit that plus sign on the bottom and then you hit add equipment. Once you press add equipment, it'll come up with a next screen that will show some information. Now you have to put in a name that's required. In this case, we're going to name it the Dri-Eaz Velo 24. Now we know that's an air mover, so we'll highlight air mover. We know it's a low profile, so we'll do that. We'll put the manufacturer in there, which is Dri-Eaz, and the model is Velo. And finally, the serial number. And then we'll hit done. And right now, we'll go ahead and X this blue box out, and then we'll hit save and finish. Now, once you hit save and finish, it'll bring it back to this next screen, and that is all your company units within the app. And you can see that the Dri-Eaz Velo 24 is there. When you click on it, it'll give you an information. That's the information that you just put in. Now, if you hit the back button where it says equipment, now this is the little blue box at the bottom is if you want to assign a dry tag to a piece of equipment. When that appears, you hit view units, you click the one that you want to attach, then you hit add. Once you add that, then you have to pick the piece of equipment that you want to put it on. In this case, we're going to put it on Dri-Eaz Velo 24, and then you hit yes. Now, if you have more to assign to equipment, you could add, or you could just cancel this. You can see at the bottom that equipment is now added to the company. This is a quick video on how to attach a dry tag to a piece of equipment. In this case, it is a Phoenix Guardian R500. Each dry tag comes with 2 screws. They're Phillips. You can use a hand screwdriver or a power drill. The only thing that we recommend is that you attach the dry tag in the area that it's not going to interfere with stacking, nor interfere with your hand when you're carrying that unit around. So next we'll go into how to set up a job, and this is all on the app. This is another quick video. So when you're setting up a job, again, open up the app, and the first thing you do is you press the Jobs tab. Now, once you press that Jobs tab, it'll come up with the next screen that'll show all of the active jobs, but we want to add a new one. So we'll hit the plus sign at the bottom. And now we have to give us some information about that job. And this job name we'll call the Phoenix Demo. Description is optional, that's up to you, but the address is required and very important, and I'll tell you about that here in just a second. You could add, it'll show you the start date, then you could add the insurance name, and then a claim number if you choose. And then we'll hit done. Now you could add contacts, you could add a job note. In this case, we're going to create a chamber. So we'll hit the Chambers tab, and that'll come up with some information that you have to fill out again. So in this case, we'll call it a test chamber. We'll give it a category 2 and a class 2. Now we have to add the length, the width, and the height. And that'll give you the total cubic feet of that chamber. We'll hit done, apply. Now we have to show how much water is in that chamber. In this case, it will be 50% on the floor, maybe 15% on the walls, and 0 on the ceiling. Hit done, and then now we're going to create a job. You can note, or you could add more chambers, but in this case, we'll create the job. Now, once you press that Create Job tab, it'll bring you to the next screen, and you'll see that the job has been created. Now, no chamber is good without the equipment. So now we're going to add the equipment to that chamber. You click on the Equipment tab, and then hit the plus sign at the bottom. Now, this will come up with a list of all your company equipment, and in this case, these are the highlighted ones that we want to use, and we're going to assign those to the job. So click on the Assign to Job tab. And then, since we know all of these are going into one chamber and we only have one chamber, we call it the test chamber, and it will assign it to all. And then we'll hit the Finish button. All right, so what I said earlier about the drying report, this is a little bit bigger screen that you can see all the information that's going to give you. Now, this comes from the app, and it comes via the drying reports, and then you click on a full report button at the top of that screen. So all of the information on here, what we like about this is it's very professional. There's no pencils, there's no erasers, no scratch outs. Everything is written as it came from the dehumidifier. It has the customer information at the top, the address, the start date, the end date, the insurance company claim number, job duration, how long did that job last. Here's all your chambers, all the readings, all the graphs for those chambers, material readings if you choose to do that, and then at the bottom, the equipment used, which equipment was used, how many it was used, and how many days did it run. On that drying report, if you did add notes to the app while you're doing a job, all those notes will appear on the drying report. So, software integration and other vendors. This is a question that we get quite a bit. Are we integrated with others? So DryLink is an open platform for allowing integrations. We are actively now working with software vendors, and we welcome others to let us integrate with their system. We also welcome other equipment vendors to integrate with our platform. So something that we're working on, this is going to come in the future. It is in development. It's called Advanced Inventory Tracking. It tracks inventory with no human interaction. There's no scanning, there's no writing, there's no counting. It knows where everything is by location, whether it's in the warehouse, on a job, or in a truck. It can send you alerts if job site equipment is left behind. It can give you instant inventory auditing reports. Equipment status, is the equipment on a job? Does it need cleaning? Is it available for another job, or does it need service? It can let you know if that piece of equipment is available for anything else. Now, this will come with a monthly fee. So a little bit about the components. The DryTag RH, it is a temperature and RH hygrometer. Think of it as a moisture hygrometer without a screen. Automate the outlet of any dehumidifier. You could also use it as a standalone thermal hygrometer to take the unaffected, affected, and HVAC readings. You can use it for equipment tracking, and it can send you alerts if the equipment is turned off, and that is all through the DryPhone. Next, the smart dehumidifiers, Bluetooth, the DryMax BLE and the DryMax XL, both data log, both are Bluetooth enabled. It can give you instant readings. It has sensor calibration, alerts if turned off or loses power, last known location, and if you just happen to have the older DryMax that is not BLE, you can purchase an upgrade kit for that. Smart air movers and other equipment, AirMax BLE. This unit is shipped with a DryTag on it. It can give you alerts if it's turned off or if you lose power. All the information automatically loads into DryLink. Reduce setup time, reduce loss equipment with last known location. Battery level indicator. We estimate that the battery inside the DryTag can last up to 2 years. The battery level indicator is seen within the app. And if you purchase the AirMax with the DryTag already on it, it is only a $26 higher price tag than the standard AirMax. The DryTag can be purchased separately to be added to any piece of equipment and use DryLink. If you buy it alone, it's a $49 retail. and it can send you alerts if it's turned off or if it loses power. For remote monitoring, this is done through the DryPhone. So with the DryPhone, this is something you would leave on a job. It is Bluetooth. It takes all the information from the equipment and sends everything up to the cloud. That gives you the ability to do the daily remote readings. It can give you the alerts in real time. You can use it to prioritize on-site visits based on remote monitoring, and you can get paid for remote monitoring. That is the Xactimate code that you want to use. It does pay $55 a day. On the right-hand side, in the lower corner, that is the cost of the current DryPhone. Whether you're in the United States or Canada, both packages come with 1 year of data. Moisture hygrometers and moisture content meters. First, we talked a little bit about it before, the DryTag RH. It is a thermal hygrometer. Automate affected, unaffected HVAC. All the information automatically loads into DryLink. Reduce the time in taking readings. This is big. If you go into a job and if you're taking readings for an hour, I promise you could cut those down to about 5 minutes. Reduce loss equipment with last known equipment. Again, battery level indicator. You will see that within the app. The DryTag RH does come with a $99 retail cost. Next is the DrySense. This is a penetrating moisture content meter. It has push pins on it to attach it to drywall, or an accessory bracket for a deeper penetration using stainless steel screws. That also comes with a $99 retail cost. As promised earlier, this is the special offer for those of you who have registered and signed up for a DryLink account today. You will receive a free DryTag. So do it. It is on the App Store for iOS and on Google Play for Android devices. All right, from here we will get into some questions and some comments.
Thanks, Kerry. Right now we don't have any questions typed in the chat box, but we can just wait a minute or so, and if anybody would like to jump in to ask Kerry some questions. And in the meantime, Kerry, if you want to bring up your contact screen.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is our contact information. Again, my name is Kerry Mayu. My position is sales for equipment. That is my cell phone number and my email address. Next, Leanne Welsh. This is her title. She's in sales for the equipment, cell phone number, and her email address. Aaron Hynum is our product manager or Phoenix business unit leader. This is his email address. Please, 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 if you can't think of anything right now, but think of something later on and you have any questions, contact any of us and we will be happy to speak to you guys. Lastly, on the bottom of the page, this is our website or the link to our website with the DryLink and the ecosystem. Also on the website, you can find how-to videos, you can find DryLink training, and some quick start guides for all of our equipment. And I'll leave this page up if while we do the questions if we have any.
Okay, we'll wait about another 30 seconds. If we don't have any questions, we'll end the webinar.
All right.
Okay, Kerry, I do have one question that came in.
Okay.
The DryPhone, would it be needed to get remote readings? Is that correct?
That is absolutely correct. Yeah, you would have to have the DryPhone. The DryPhone comes with data, so you would leave it on the job. It does have to be in range of all of the equipment on that job. All the equipment sends the information to the DryPhone. DryPhone sends it to the cloud, and from the cloud you retrieve that information from anywhere in the world. That's correct.
And another question came in. Is there any way we can somehow export the drying graph from the app?
No, not yet. The only way you can get it, if you want to call it export, is to put it onto that drying log. But taking the actual graph from the app onto another program, there's not a way to do that at this time.
And somebody's asking if we can email the contact page. So I'm just asking that that person enter their email address in the chat feature, and I'll send that over to you guys.
That would be awesome. Yeah.
Any more questions? We'll wait for another 30 seconds.
Okay.
The other thing that you might want to mention is Restoration Manager.
Yeah, so we so earlier in the presentation, I said that we are currently working with software vendors. One in particular right now is called Restoration Manager. We just got word that we are working with them. We have come to some agreements, and very shortly we will be fully integrated with that software program. So we are very, very excited about that. It's called Restoration Manager. Please look into it. Go onto our website. I believe there is some more information on there. You can find it. If not, please reach out to any one of us and we'll answer any other questions you might have.
Great. We had a follow-up question about the graph. Can the graph be retrieved in any way, or is it only for reference within the app? It would be useful to have the overall information it provides.
Yes, you can go back into the current job or past jobs, and within those jobs you can retrieve the graphs from there. Now they're only going to be on the app, and I don't believe, and I could be totally wrong, this is something I would have to find out. I do not believe there's a way that you can export just the entire graph from the entire job onto another program to view the entire thing. But I can find that out for us later on. So whoever asks that question, please please let me know later after this webinar is over. Oh, and also I'd like to say this too. We Phoenix Restoration Equipment, we do have a Facebook page. We would love everyone to go in there, view it, take a look at it, add some comments, or at the very least, please like us on our Facebook page.
Great. Well, I think that that would conclude the webinar. We have no more new questions coming in.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining us. And again, please just reach out if there is any other questions or comments or any information that you need. And thank you very much.